Hey guys, how is everybody doing today? How are you? How's your family? Hope you guys are staying safe, you're staying healthy, staying hydrated. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Donald Trump. Now, say what you will about him, but he's one of the most successful people in America, and he's had a lot of life experiences that I think we can learn from. So today I'm going to be talking about 5 mistakes I believe Trump made while in office. 5 things I would have done differently if I was in his position. So let's get into the video. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about today is, we all know Trump is a massive entrepreneur. He's a successful businessman in real estate, in hotels. Trump has really done a lot for himself. He has built a business empire, and we all know he has that entrepreneurship mindset in his background. But the thing is, with entrepreneurship, and when you are building a personal brand, a personal business, results are all that matters, because that's what they talk about. They talk about get results. But when you are dealing with the public, when you're in a public space, results are not enough. Sometimes you have to, appeal to people's emotions, appeal to people's self-interest. But I feel like Trump didn't really do that. He was all about, whenever he came on the news, he was always talking about, we're able to achieve this is the best in, and don't get me wrong, it's good. But when someone always talking about, this is the best time in America, this is the best blah blah blah, this is the best that has ever been in 50 years, this is the best that has ever been in 100 years, this is the best, it gets boring because people are emotional and people quickly get acclimated to the state of things. So even though things were better, because he was bragging about it all the time, that made people want to look for his flaws. And the media really didn't do much to help the situation. They capitalized on the fact that people didn't already like him, because nobody likes a show-off, nobody likes a know-it-all, and they turned out against him. And I think that was one of the biggest reasons he wasn't able to succeed, because he didn't really show any weakness. He was all about success. From the very first day Trump got into office, from his campaigns and everything, he's always talking about results, accomplishments and everything, but he wasn't appealing to people's emotions, to a sense of purpose. He wasn't appealing to anything higher. He was always all about results, and that's not a bad thing, but you have to mix it up, you have to add to it and add other things. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is play the game. Trump failed to play the game. Now, you can say what you will about Trump, but to be a president, you have to be a politician, and to be a politician, you have to be a gamer, you have to be a player, you have to understand how to play people, you have to understand how to deal with people. Trump didn't do that. Trump realized that, Trump knew he was in a better position because he was the president of the free world, which means he was literally in one of the most powerful seats in the world, certainly the most powerful public seat in the world. And he made sure everybody understood that, and that was he made that his biggest strength. So he made it so that if you take that away from him, he'll be reduced to almost nothing. So that made a weakness to become obvious. And now, after taking away his presidency, he has literally become obscure. Trump is no longer, Trump is no longer as powerful as he was when he was the president, but you don't find that in other presidents. Past presidents are still powerful and influential because they play the political game. They did favors for people owe them favors, they owe people favors. So like, they had leverage, they had political leverage because they understood the game and they played the game. But Trump didn't do that. Trump was all about himself, what he wanted. He didn't really appeal to other people and what they wanted, which leads me to the third point. Trump did not appeal to people's self-interests. You might think, oh, but he made the prices of groceries low, he made the prices of fuel low, he made the economy better, and he always made sure we knew about it. Okay, fine. You're not trying to please the people, you are trying to please the politicians. If you really care about the people, you play the game. If you believe you're the best man for the job, then you will remain the man doing the job, by appealing to the self-interest of the politicians, by greasing palms. Look at Nancy Pelosi today, look at Joe Biden today. These people are all corrupt politicians, but they remain relevant and they remain in power because they grease palms. They appeal to the self-interest of other politicians from both sides. That's why they can get away with so many things that they get away with, because they play the game. They appeal to people's self-interest. They need something from you, to give you an offer you can't refuse. They won't try to take it by force, or they won't try to use the law against you. You cannot use the law against people in power. They are the law. They are the lawmakers. So that's where Trump made a mistake. So the law was used against Trump. Imagine the president of a country being fought against from all sides, because those people felt like they had nothing to benefit from him, because he made them feel like he had nothing to benefit from them. So he did not appeal to their self-interest. Okay, the fourth mistake I believe Trump made is he wasn't a team player. No, he wasn't a team player at all. Trump is a quarterback and he has always been a front man. But that is not enough. That is not even close to being enough, because it's good when you're the best player on the team. But even the best players need a team. The best players need a team. Every great person you see today was great because of a team. They had a group of people working around the clock to make them big, to make them remain relevant. Now, Trump, I believe Trump must have had some kind of mechanism going into office. But as soon as he got into the office, he became self-centered. It became all about him. His vice president didn't shine. Of course, vice president don't usually shine, but it became too much about him. He wasn't a team player. He wasn't trying to connect with Nancy Pelosi. He wasn't trying to connect with the former president. He wasn't trying to connect with the senators. He wasn't in anybody's good graces. You either hated him completely or loved him completely. And that's a dangerous place to be in, because those people who hate you are also powerful. And hate is a greater motivator than love. And evidently, now he's no longer the president, because he was hated enough that the law was used against him. He was impeached for an offense that didn't even exist. He was impeached for a non-existent offense. And America is a place where once two people say something exists, it automatically exists. Whether it exists in the real world or not, once powerful people say something exists, bam, it's there. It's real automatically. So America is a land of inventions. Like the Russian collusion scam. If there was evidence of Russian collusion, if there was real evidence of Russian collusion, Trump would be in jail. But there is no evidence, and yet he was impeached because he wasn't a team player. He didn't have enough people on his side. So I believe in life it's important, no matter where you find yourself, you don't enemies are not a flex. Haters are not a flex. If someone hates you and the person is powerful, imagine how much better your life would be if that person loved you. So make effort to win people who hate you over. It's important. It's very important. And we can see that in Trump's life. He didn't have much of a team around him, and so he thought he could do it alone, but evidently you can't do it alone, especially when you're in a position that is literally decided by the majority. And if the majority hates you in a public position, then you've lost already. The last point, and the most important point I think is responsible for his downfall, is he failed to use his biggest weapon. He failed to use his biggest leverage. He failed to use the media. As a matter of fact, the media worked against him. There's this saying in the corporate world, in the world of business, that there's no such thing as bad publicity. In the world of business, that holds true. And that is true in the world of business. But you cannot bring that ideology to politics. In politics, there is absolutely bad publicity. There is, like, you can lose your career, you can lose your freedom, you can lose your life because of bad publicity. Look at what happened to Gaddafi. I don't want to talk about the number of African leaders that were lynched, that were mobbed and killed because the media portrayed them a certain way, and they were killed by their own people. So in a public office, there is definitely the negative effect of bad publicity is abysmal. Now, Trump suffered from this. Trump suffered from this. From the day Trump got into office, he was at odds with the media. How are you at odds with the media? One of the greatest tools of control any government has over its people. How do you fight against the media? The media is your channel to the people. Tweet as much as you want, but the people are programmed to turn on the news. They're already programmed to turn on the news. So why would you be tweeting and be relying on Twitter when they can just turn on the news and hear something entirely different? And then all the media outlets are saying bad things about you. Doesn't that tell you something? As a matter of fact, if everyone starts saying there's something wrong with you, chances are there's really something wrong with you, and you have to find a way to change it. And personally, I like Trump, and I believe Trump is a good man, and I believe Trump is the right man, especially, you know, in when you're looking at the recent prices of things, not just in America but around the world, because the American economy is tied to so many other nations' economies. So when the American economy flops, it causes a ripple effect that affects many other countries in the world. And when Trump was in power, believe me, the world was peaceful. Everybody was happy. Say what you will about him, but he did a great job. He did an amazing job as the president. We can definitely see the difference. I don't want to mention any names, but we can see the difference. It's clear as day. So these are the mistakes I believe Trump made in office, and if I was in his position, then I would have done more to bring unity. That is the aspect he failed. That, for me, that's the only aspect he failed at, because he wasn't able to bring unity. He wasn't able to unite the American people. Instead, he caused more division. He made the left people to become far left and the right people to become far right, which is wrong. This is one America. So we should have found a way to bring everyone together. Of course, the current administration knows nothing about that. They only appeal to the minority, which is dangerous, which is very dangerous. But I'm not going to talk about the current administration. That's a topic for another day. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please leave a like and please subscribe if you haven't. See you in the next one.